Quit licking. We're trying to record. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Books and Bullshit, where the topics are made up and your opinions don't matter. Zachary Chopchinsky here, the Bowtie author. As always, with me, Martina McAtee, the queen of snark and dark. Martina, how you doing over there?
I'm dying. How are you?
Oh, God. You got that virus?
I do.
You've been tested?
I got the Rona.
You got the Rona?
I do not, in fact, have the coronavirus. I'm just sick.
Got plenty of other viruses. Corona's now.
I hate corona.
Girl, when the last time you got tested for shit was? Anyway. Today's episode is brought to you by Wash Your Goddamn Hands. Thank you. Martina, do you have a sponsor for today?
No, but I don't recommend hosing down your kids with fucking Lysol.
And to the people wearing dust masks.
Stop it. You look silly. And if you're going to wear a mask, put it over your goddamn nose.
that's where
you look even more silly.
Oh my God. And also, it's like, do y'all not know how viruses and mucous membranes work at all? Like, oh, you're just going to cover your mouth. That's cool. What? Did you catch a virus over there?
I don't know what happened. Something just came off my computer. It wasn't supposed to.
Was it sticky?
Yeah.
Gross.
No, not sticky like that. Sticky like it was supposed to stick to the bottom of the computer. Shut up, I'm on cold medicine.
Well, Martina...
What?
Brand. Scott, but I'm a Scott.
Don't make me laugh so hard I cough. You're gonna have to Lysol my spit guard.
It's your spit guard.
I don't want to get sick the next time we podcast.
Just swallow and don't spit. I don't understand how hard this is.
Oh, I know you don't understand the concept, Zach.
No, I don't.
He swallows all the time.
Just relax your throat, make eye contact. Anyway, back to the books and away from the bullshit. Kinda. So today, guess what we're talking about? Martina, do you know what we're talking about today?
Viruses?
Oh, I got that virus. Kind of. We are talking about, well, yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of dumb shit with viruses. But no, we are talking about viral outbreaks, epidemics, and pandemics in books. Sounds like a good time.
I'm sorry. I've just never heard you actually be that prepared.
Wow.
The fact that there was dead silence as Layla and I made eye contact should tell you how rare it is that you actually are aware of what we're fucking talking about.
Almost 50 episodes in, too.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all. I know what I'm doing.
All of a sudden, Zach fucking has a dissertation prepared. He's rattling papers over there. Like, ahem.
First off,
Tell us, Dr. Chopchinsky, all about viruses, pandemics.
First off, fuck you both. Wow. Well, you're the medical professional here. I am not carrying this damn conversation.
Well, as of yesterday, I am no longer a medical professional.
You're still a medical professional. You're just allowed to smoke weed now.
I'll just be a way more laid-back medical professional.
That sucks, man. It burns where?
Tune in for Zach and I's new podcast, It Burns Where.
I literally write down the title. You know what's funny is I really like scrolling through our posted episodes at the titles that Layla picks for. Like,
especially since half the time I can't remember what we were talking
exactly.
about.
And it's like, what the fuck? So we're going to be scrolling through this in like a month now. I'm like, this one's entitled like, Burns Where? What the fuck were we talking about? But that's how we get your asses in them seats and listening, because you don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Neither do we. We're talking about pot and viruses, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about.
Pot and viruses are very important.
A what? What the fuck was that? A vemba. Do you remember?
That's a great song.
It is. Earth, Wind, and Fire is dope.
I was actually listening to it on the way up here. I definitely can't tune in with this Sounds like I'm holding my nose.
Calm down there, Squidward. Let's talk about the subject at hand. For those of you playing at home. Do you guys remember when I was doing those celebrity impressions? And what one was I doing where I was like plugging my nose?
Was it Nigel Thornberry?
Smashing. Yeah.
Somebody brought that up the other day.
That's a good pickup line for like a kid from the 90s. Like, girl, you want a Nigel Thornberry? What? Because we gonna be smashing. Like, you know, like.
Oh, God.
Or you can call me Nigel Thornberry because we're gonna be smashing. But then you really, like, when they're in bed, they're a lot more like Donnie. They're like...
All I remember about that cartoon was the atomic wedgie.
When was that?
It was in the movie. The Thornberries movie? The Wild Thornberries? There was, like, the... Yeah. My kid was at that age where I could actually go to see movies like that without looking like a weirdo. Because I had a kid in tow.
You can still do it now. I mean, now it's all adults in those movies. Like, now if you show up with a kid, everybody's like, what the fuck, bro?
Get out of here. You're going to ruin everything. Somebody put a muzzle on that kid.
Fuck your childhood. This one's mine. All right. Anyway, so Martina, as a medical professional, what's going on right now in the world?
Why are you putting this all on me?
Because
you got schooled this morning by Tanya about being all wrong with your
I
statistics.
wasn't all wrong. The CDC was full of shit.
Oh, that's right. The CDC was wrong.
They were.
The Center for Disease Control was wrong, but Zach was right.
They're a bunch of cocks doing cockedly shit. CDCS.
Oh my God. So we got a virus, and it's going around. That's what's going on.
Around the world like la 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 la. It goes around the world like la 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 la.
It does make it seem a lot less scary if you put it to that tune.
There's people in the hospital la 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 la.
They're not supposed to be. Go home.
Yeah.
We don't want your asses in the hospital.
If you're sick from this and you're going to the hospital, you're going to have a bad time.
Stop it. Unless you can't breathe and your fever cannot be controlled, go home. Do what the rest of us do. Get completely fucked up on NyQuil. Watch some shit that you haven't been able to binge watch because you had to go to your real job.
Just go robo-tripping.
Triple C's, yo.
Take some of that tussin.
Yep. Gotta go for that chlorocetin high.
You can do Delsum now. That'll fuck you up too.
Oh, God, I can't even tell you when I worked in the kids' psych ward, how many fucking kids woke up from their little triple C coma and were like, where am I? It's like, oh, your little stunt with the cough medicine just earned you 30 days inside. Get cozy.
How long before they snapped out of that shit?
Sometimes 24 hours. Sometimes less. Just depends on how much they took. But usually you would find them and like their girlfriend or boyfriend unconscious. The cops would end up being called. And then they were like, oh, it's just that. They'd pump their stomachs and then they'd ship them to us. We'd have to wait for them to wake up to do their intake.
Just sit them in the corner. When they come to, call me.
Just thump them.
Do that pain compliance shit. Just wake up, motherfucker.
Nothing like a little sternal chest rub to get you up and going.
That shit just makes me wince when I see that in shows.
Because it's the most painful thing ever.
Oh, that's painful as shit. Even
yeah,
me doing it
that's
to myself,
why
I hurt my
they
titty.
do it. Because you're definitely completely non-functional if you can handle a fucking knuckle straight to your sternum.
I like that. Like every once in a while, they'll be doing that because somebody's like they're like kind of in and out of it, and then they'll do the sternal rub, and then they still don't come out of it. They're like, "Yep, we're gonna use some Narcan on this one." they're going to a dark place.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about that a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and say
You want to talk about a dark place?
Well, speaking of dark places, all the toilet paper. So.
Yeah, that's another thing. Stop taking the toilet paper, you freaks.
It's funny because you read all these novels and movies and even video games, and they talk about all the plagues and people hoarding food and weapons and ammunition, but then like a plague that's not a plague, that people are treating like a plague.
A plague.
On both
Unlike
your...
a plague.
A plague on all your assholes. But Like, nobody's hoarding food and other dumb shit. For some reason, they're hoarding toilet paper. And I guarantee you it's because one dumb cow was in a fucking Walmart and some other idiot just filled up their fucking cart with toilet paper. One person's like, why are they getting toilet paper? I need to get toilet paper. And then down it
I'm going to guess it all started with a meme somewhere. I'm going to blame fake information from Russia. That's what I'm going with.
There's videos of people that have been doing this. They'll like start a mini panic in stores for dumb supplies that you don't really need just to see if people fall for it. There was one guy that got people almost fighting over things of cooking oil. He started like freaking out, like clearing off like peanut oil and canola oil and shit off the shelves. And other people are like, whoa, and then start running over, grabbing a bunch of shit. And then after they scatter, he laughs and puts it all back on the shelf, like from his cart. Like, people are dumb.
I mean, we know people are dumb.
But it's funny because I feel like everybody like reads these books and stuff, and they're like, I know how I would act during a pandemic like that, a zombie outbreak, a plague or something. But then it's like how people really react. It's like nowhere near that shit.
Yeah, I thought I would be one of the people who panicked over this sort of thing, and actually I could not possibly be more laid back about the idea of impending death.
That's the same with me.
Just like, whatever.
I mean, I've had viral bronchitis and the flu before. Like, come at me, motherfucker.
I know. Well, I've had every conceivable virus hit me, and I always get over it really quick. So maybe I'm a little cocky about it. Maybe this will be the one that just gut punches me.
That viral bronchitis had me hallucinating. I've never hallucinated in my life. It was when our first apartment, and my fever just had me tripping fucking balls.
You
Was
probably should have gone to the hospital.
Probably. But we had really shitty health coverage in that we would just call her mom, who's nurse to the house. I literally severed the whole top of this knuckle off.
Your mom with her entire wine goblet?
Pretty much. And she shows up, whole top of the knuckle's gone, the meat's over here, and she goes, oh, we'll just steri-strip that, it'll be fine. And now, like, this is all hard tissue, and I got this gnarly scar because she just steri-stripped my finger back together.
She's a very typical nurse.
That's nursing. Mick once had a ruptured eardrum, and I still didn't believe her.
Layla broke a bone.
Mick also broke a bone in her foot, and I told her she was fine and to walk it off. Now she has a weird bump on the side of her foot. my ortho doctor goes, oh yeah, once upon a time she definitely broke that. And Mick whipped around and looked at me and was like, I told you it was broken. I was like, well, there's nothing you can do about it now. Sorry.
And
sometimes you win one.
Did you die?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if people get it or not, but like, you don't want to be in the hospital. Like, it's the last place you want to go, especially if you work there. It's the last place you want to go on your time off. So if you're a kid of a nurse, just try not to get injured. And if you do, it's probably something stupid you were doing you shouldn't have been doing. It's called a life lesson.
Conversely, if you're the kid of a nurse and they start to panic, it might be bad.
Yeah, you should definitely panic.
Yeah. If they give you the look of, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You probably should be a little
You should
scared
probably
right
get right with Jesus.
Didn't you break something and they challenged, and your mom challenged you or your dad challenged you on something?
Yeah, I broke my wrist. I was playing soccer during a soccer game, and a girl tried to steal the ball from me, but in doing that, she tripped me because she was playing dirty. And so she tripped me, and I landed on top of my wrist, but with my hand.
Oh.
So I basically snapped my wrist in half, and I hurt it. So I knew that it was broken, but I have a high pain tolerance, so I didn't cry or anything. I just stood up and walked over to the sideline, and I told my mom, I said, I think I just broke my wrist. And she goes, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, no, I did it. I heard it break. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's broken. And she was like, I don't believe you. Finish the game. So I finished the game. And then afterwards, my wrist was swelling, and my grandmother was there. My grandmother was like, I don't know, Margot, maybe we should take her to the hospital. And my mom was like, it's fine, she just bumped it. And then my grandmother convinced her to take me to the hospital, and sure enough, it was broken, and it was not an easy break, but
Yeah, my sister went roller skating on my birthday, and she was like, I don't know, 15. And the last thing my mom said to her was, "Don't you dare break any bones." So, of course, my sister fell and broke her arm, but she didn't want to tell my mom, so she didn't say anything. And then at like 3 o'clock in the morning, my sister's arm was like the size of her thigh. And so she was like, "Mom." My mother was like, "Oh my God." Like, how did you do that sleeping? Essentially. What happened? And my sister had broken her arm so badly that instead of the bones just being like they were supposed to be, they were side by side. So they had to put her hand in these springs. They put your fingers in the springs and they weigh down the arm until the bone slaps back into place. And then they set it.
How long does that take?
I have no idea. But it definitely doesn't go slow. And they give you drugs. So my sister was fine. But everybody else was a little woozy. They had to do the procedure on my friend Kim, and her dad passed out, and he hit the stretcher behind him and sent it shooting across the room.
And then he needed stitches on his dome.
Exactly. And her mother was like, "You're an asshole."
All right. So anyway, if you're a nurse's kid and they freak out, you're fucked. So back to this. But I definitely think it's funny because the type of shit that people are prioritizing in the plague of 2020, is not what I feel like reading books and everything they would have been acting. Although, where I think a lot of the books did get it right, people are acting like fucking twatomlets.
Yeah, they are definitely like fighting in the aisles over toilet paper.
Yeah.
Though everybody was pretty chill in Mount Dora. I mean, they were all there. Every single fucking human was at Publix last night from Mount Dora. But those of us in the self-checkout were definitely the sane ones.
It's because we were talking to people in line, and we're just all like, "This is some bullshit." The one woman's like, "I just came here because I wanted ice cream," which is why we were there. Basically,
what did she say? She's like, "I just wanted some Rocky Road or something like that." She's like, "I just need
and then there was
cream."
an old woman standing behind us that had clearly seen enough of this shit, and then she was like, "Need hand sanitizer? I'm just gonna go buy Everclear at the liquor store."
She was wearing a Bernie 2020 fucking button. I was like, why is it all the Bernie people are like totally chill over this?
Because we got liquor and weed. We don't give a shit.
And we were all just buying dinner for the night, like and dessert. And then like next aisle over, there's just a sea of people 20 deep with like carts of fucking water and shit. Just like, they're not going to turn off the water supply. Like, what do you think's happening?
And even if you're concerned about contamination, boil the goddamn water.
It's not a waterborne illness, you know?
People are dumb. That's like people are saying, oh, I'm going to cover my mouth. Do you know what the difference is between a virus and a bacteria?
Well, not only that, if you cover your mouth, chances are whatever you just touched, you're probably putting that all over your face. Right in your face hole.
All of them. All of your face holes.
All of them.
So, now looking at...
Your internet's down again.
God damn it. All right, so now we're looking at, some of those things. What are some of your favorite depictions in the book world of plagues and virus outbreaks and shit?
I mean, my absolute favorite would be definitely The Stand. I read it when I was like 11. And I was hooked. I fucking loved it. I couldn't figure out why it was like 1,100 pages when I picked it up. But it was one of those things where I was determined, like, I was going to read an 1,100 page book.
It's like people that try to read War and Peace.
Yeah, but it's Stephen King, so I figured it's got to be interesting, like, because I read other stuff by his, but I've never read a book that huge. I was, 11. And it was just, I loved how the whole first part of it was just watching the outbreak kind of like take hold, and then like the second part was like the aftermath and rebuilding and like the good versus evil. But the fact that he called the virus Captain Trips. I mean, come on. Stephen King always has the most hokey shit in his fucking books.
We were actually, during the class today, we were talking about Stephen King and how sometimes some of the shit that he writes, I'm like, you would never start a career to this day and age writing some of that shit and be famous. like some of the taboo shit he writes about that we've spoken about before. And apparently none of the kids in the class but one of my students, they were talking about it. Nobody else had ever read the books. They'd just seen the movies and shit. And I was like, none of y'all have actually read it? And then one in the corner, she goes, oh yeah, I've read it. And I was like, yeah, that whole like, oh, we're blood brothers and that cut in the hand and shit. She goes, yeah, no. And I fucking lost my shit. But, I mean, he does write about some weird hokey shit. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. And that virus was nasty, though. That fucking virus in that book. If people were going out like that in this like pandemic, I would be a lot more fucking terrified because that shit was nasty. People were like puking blood, fucking stuff coming out of their fucking mouths, and it was. Ugh.
See, I thought because this year has set records for such bad allergies. You know what I mean? And so many people have been having these nasty sinus infections. I thought we were about to go out like The Happening.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The trees fighting back.
Yeah, basically.
Everybody hated that movie, but I loved the idea of like literally us getting our asses kicked by the world.
Films like
Mother Nature fighting back.
Shyamalan films like conceptually are very good, but it's really hit or miss.
Shamalama
ding dong. Do 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 do. Shyamalan. Do 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 do.
Oh, he's so hit or miss, but I mean,
I guess he didn't miss ya. No,
okay. But yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
I guess technically it wasn't a virus, it was pollen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is
evil pollen.
Dude, my pollens.
His pollens bring all the boys to the yard.
And they're like, "X you." No, my sinuses backed up so badly that they wanted to give me a CT on my fucking face.
Well, yeah, because they want to know what the hell's going on with your sinuses, that it's getting things but not giving it back. That's the problem.
Very selfish lover, your sinuses.
That's my problem, is that nothing ever drains because I have teeny tiny little sinuses up here where you're supposed to have like actual like holes for your sinuses up in your forehead. Mine are almost non-existent. You can't even see them on CAT scan. So everything ends up in my face.
Which explains your social life.
I don't have one anymore. Social life. My face is still here.
I don't know if you guys realize, but this has been low-key a horror podcast.
My face.
Who's got my golden face? Well, so there was those ones.
That was the worst transition literally ever.
I'm trying to keep this motherfucker going, all right?
So there was those ones. Okay.
But now the Stand book that made into that made-for-TV movie that Stephen King did a lot of in the 90s, like Rose Red.
Well, they're miniseries.
Well, yeah.
But that's what it was called back in the day. Like, everybody wanted a miniseries before everybody was like, fuck this, let's just make it a television show.
But now he's getting a television show.
Now he's getting a television show.
When is that coming in?
I don't know, because I think they're still casting. Because I know that...
they're still at the casting couch.
Alexander Skarsgård is going to play Randall Flagg. And then, who is it that's... Whoopi Goldberg? Is she playing what the hell? It was Ruby Dee's character, but I can't remember her name now.
They brought Whoopi Goldberg in for this shit?
Yeah. I can't believe I can't remember her name. Mama something or other. But yeah, so I think she's playing that, but I don't know if they've gotten all the other main characters chosen yet. But they did a great job with the miniseries.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Really? Oh my gosh, it's fucking amazing. Molly Ringwald was in it. Yeah, the dude who played Lieutenant Dan, whose name just flew out of my head. Who else? The one who played the dumb guy on Coach, that old 80s television show. He was in it. Laura San Giacomo, she played the girl who was in Pretty Woman. She was Julia Roberts' best friend. Yeah, she played in it. Like they had great casting.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, it was so good.
Do you know if it's up on anything still?
Probably not.
I think you can get it on Amazon Prime, but I think you have to pay for it.
I'm still fucking looking for Rose Red.
They're digitally remastering it, so I don't know when you're going to get it.
Fucking bitches.
But,
Ooh,
I
what's
mean...
with the Google background?
Oh, yeah, you can change your Google background, so I went with something spooky.
I like that.
Me too.
Another one, my personal favorite, you guys have heard me talk about it a lot, the Resident Evil series by S.D. Perry. They're making that into a series on Netflix, and I'm not looking forward to any fucking part of that bullshit.
Which one is it?
Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that.
Because they're going to try to, like, ride the curtails of fucking The Walking Dead, and then they're going to do exactly what The Walking Dead did, which was digress completely, murder
I'm sorry,
it.
did you say ride the curtails? Coattails?
Did I say curtails?
You did.
Oh, my bad. Coattails, yeah.
I was like, I was sitting here scrolling and I was like, did he say skirt tails or curt tails? Either one of those is wrong. But I was like,
wow.
Does he know a word that I don't?
We'll have to play that one back. I didn't know that I said that. All right.
He's got the virus.
So, but anyway, and then they're gonna do what Netflix does, man. They're gonna fuck it up, or they're gonna do a good job and then cancel it after 3 seasons.
After 3 seasons,
motherfucker.
And they're gonna leave it on a fucking cliffhanger.
And it's but we might come back and do it. The option's still on the table. Fuck you. No, you won't.
I think you can watch it on YouTube.
Watch what? Oh, The Stand?
I think they have it on YouTube.
Broken down into
Part
like
1, part
80,
2.
10-minute parts.
No, they have it an hour and 28 minutes. That's part 1. It was like a 3 or 4 part series.
Okay, man.
You can watch that.
Oh, we could watch that.
Huh?
All right, guys, we got to go. Sorry, we're wrapping up this podcast. We're going to go watch The Stand for the rest of the day. If you would like to join us.
Fucking day, too.
Gary Sinise. That was his name. Sorry, Gary.
But, I feel like I wish that would have been the thing, like a zombie outbreak. And, I can tell you from just an anatomical standpoint, a biological standpoint.
Sorry.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's just slowly pushing my microphone further away from me. First, he tried to take me out with it, and when that didn't work, now he's just trying to slowly move it further away from me. Is this all some sort of conspiracy, Zach?
He's just a big doofus.
So are you. We can only handle one per podcast.
Sorry, Libby, you gotta go. But I feel like a zombie apocalypse would never pan out the way people think. Because one, especially in states with Florida, like it's hot as nuts, like the decomp would eventually get to such a point where they're not going to be walking around. As soon as the decomp reaches tendons and those start to rot away, nothing. Like zombie's not going to walk around.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you're not going to find like in the Walking Dead, for example, you're not going to find like zombies that walk around for like 2 years and trying to no, they'd been decomped to nothing.
But you'll notice in The Walking Dead, they actually made a point of making the zombies more and more decomposed as it goes on. But the problem is like, that's why by season 4 or 5, you're not really so much worried about the zombies anymore. You're worried about the people. Because now you're fighting the people who want your guns, your supplies, like who are trying to start over.
I think the issue with the zombie apocalypse would be that the zombies would take out civilization as we understand it to work and kill a whole lot of people, and then we would be stuck without any structure.
Yes.
We would have no government, we would have no laws.
Now we're just back to nomadic tribes.
Right.
And that's what The Walking Dead was. And I know that's part of the reason that you didn't like The Walking Dead was because they moved away from the zombies. But in reality, that's how it would be. It would be zombies for the first year.
Right.
And then after that, depending on the state, because hotter state zombies aren't going to live as quick, but Maine zombies could probably be around a lot longer because decomp's a lot slower.
Right.
So, let's say first year zombies, after that, it's
the people.
gangs.
Yeah, it's the people that you have to worry about. It's the people who want your shit. And the worst part of that is that there's really nobody in the wrong unless they're just being overtly gruesome, because it gets to a point of like where the only good guys are whatever team you're on. They think they're the good guys, you think you're the good guys, and you think you deserve their shit, and they think they deserve yours because everybody's trying to accomplish the same thing, just in completely different ways. So, and that's like the real conflict of The Walking Dead, is that, are you actually the good guy?
There's no good guys.
Yeah.
There's no bad guys. Everybody's.
Even Rick turned into like a villain, a pseudo villain at times.
Yeah. Because you have to make the hard decisions. It's like suddenly being thrust into a war that you didn't sign up for,
Well, and that's the thing. But I mean, And I get that. And that we kind of see a little bit of that, like I was talking about, like people fucking fist fighting over toilet paper right now. Like you see that, but I just, if I was going to pick a plague to kind of start doing shit, I'd want a zombie apocalypse. That's where I'm at with it.
Really? Why?
I feel like it could get fun.
Really? Why?
Defend yourself.
Yeah, defend your argument.
Exactly. Killing zombies, like reliving my childhood Resident Evil days.
All I can think of is like every single person who's just hoarding guns wants a zombie apocalypse because it's like, oh, now I can feel powerful. I can shoot dead things that walk at like 0.5
I will say,
kilometers a
if you
second.
get Dawn of the Dead running zombies, we're all fucked.
Yeah, or was it World War Z?
Yeah.
Oh, that
You're
was
fucked.
yeah. No fucking thank you. I don't want Olympic champion Usain Bolt zombies.
And the crazy thing is, because they don't have to breathe, they can run. In
they do
infinity.
cardio all the time.
That's why
Their lungs are wide open.
it's like Zombieland. Rule number 1: cardio.
Fucking love that movie. I haven't seen the second one. No.
Good. It's good.
Yeah. Oh, I assumed it's a good cast. I don't think they would have signed up for the second one if it sucked.
Yeah. I
But
like it.
I don't know. I liked how accurate I felt The Stand was when it came to like rebuilding. Like how people were like, well, what can you do? Like just when they got the power turned back on at the power plant, and then it was like, okay, well, we have the power on. You're going to be in charge of cleaning up all the dead bodies. Okay, where are we putting the dead bodies? Like everybody had to just start making actual decisions about like, okay, there's some really disgusting, gruesome shit that has to be done. And we kind of have to see what everybody's skill set is so that we can start getting back to some sort of civilized life. Meanwhile, Vegas, all the bad people are being called to Vegas, which is, I mean, let's be real. It's probably where they would have all gone. They're in Los Angeles.
That's true.
It's probably more fun in Vegas.
I haven't seen The Stand either.
Oh my God. Well,
I read
it's
it.
on Vudu. We can own it for $4.99.
What's Voodoo?
It's like a app.
We have it on the TV.
Yeah, it's an app. $4.99.
Are they sponsoring us?
It's 358 minutes.
That's 4 or 5 hours?
Well, it's Stephen King, honey. Stephen King.
60, 120. So we jump right up to 240. That's 4 hours. 300.
You said he was good at math?
6. So yeah, that's 6 hours and some change.
Yes,
That's a lot of Stephen King.
it is, but it's so good. It would be like a binge watch for sure. I'm telling you, if they had done it in hour increments, you would have never been able to stop hitting that next episode button. It was so good.
I mean, it sounds like a lot, but then when you think about like how we as society binge watch shows now, it's like that's just an afternoon.
Yeah. When Mindhunter came on, I literally watched the entire thing without even getting out of bed first. I was like, oh God, I'm up so early. It's 4:00 in the morning. Oh, that Mindhunter show came out today. Click. And I fucking watched the whole thing before 2:00 in the afternoon. Never even got out of bed.
Damn.
I know.
I've had to pee a couple of times.
I have a nurse's bladder. I could wait hours if I had to. Hours. Whole 12-hour shift.
There's a lot of movement going around my gens right now. Just
I'm just trying to stretch my legs out.
keeping an eye on that. Has nothing to do with Martina's bladder.
It's true. It's not my bladder that we have to worry about right now.
Sorry. Which is sad because I actually can hold it forever.
It's baby bladder's baby bladder.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's hard to
Can you blow
hold
those
it
out?
when... What? What did you say?
Yeah.
Maybe give like a breath before you were talking about your dick and then blowing things.
I was totally confused. You're like, can you blow those out? I didn't even know there were candles lit. That's how bad my nose is right now.
Did you burn yourself?
No.
Were you hoping she would?
What was that?
Because you like grabbed
oh.
it and then like readjusted your grip.
So she didn't drop the candle?
Yeah.
Glad the dogs are fine.
Yes.
All right, so
Halfway.
okay. Gotta keep
Mother Abigail, that was her name. That was the godlike lady
Oh.
that Whoopi Goldberg is now going to play.
That's weird. I thought you couldn't. What are you coughing at?
It's all the smoke is drifting over here. When I inhaled, it went right to the back of my throat. Shut up, Zach. The look of fucking glee on your face as I was making that statement, it was like a 12-year-old boy just saw an opportunity. I was like, oh my God.
The best part was the look on your face when you realized
like,
what you just
fuck.
said.
Just walked right into that.
That's what she said.
I do not have enough cold medicine on board for your nonsense.
That's not true. You don't need any medicine for my nonsense. You know, on the note of like pandemics and zombies and shit like that, I was actually reading a really cool book.
Were you?
Once upon a time, yes. And it was about the zombie apocalypse that had come out. And what it was the zombies were hunting. They could like sense people, like their brain activity. Like sharks can sense like some electrical pulses in brain activity, not brain activity, but electrical pulses in their prey. And so what they were doing is people were just getting bombed out of their fucking minds. Just huffing paint, any like heavy nasty shit that they could like really get fucked up high on, and the zombies couldn't find them.
But you couldn't find you either.
But that was the problem. Is it was, and they were talking about that like that was only a short term fix because people were huffing so much to get away to keep the zombies at bay that they were going brain dead.
Yeah, that would do it.
So that was a really interesting way. So maybe you people can stop hoarding toilet paper and just start huffing paint, and then eventually the problem will go away.
All right, that's one way to go about it. What the fuck?
We have plenty of toilet paper. I don't know why I'm so jaded about it. I think that like my background of working with like emergency response and like preparedness, and like the fact that people are like we have to hoard toilet paper, just gets under my skin. It's like the dumbest fucking thing. You know what happens in your house when you run out of toilet paper?
You take a lot of showers.
Yeah, you wash your ass with water. Like you should be doing any fucking way.
Oh, are you going to start lecturing people on washing their ass, Zach?
I wash my ass thoroughly and gleefully.
Well, I wondered what you were doing in there for 45 fucking minutes every 2 hours.
When?
Okay, it's been slightly better since you gave up dairy.
I was getting ready to say, I've been good-ish. On that note, oat milk is actually really good.
Yeah, I know. I've had it before. I live with 2 vegans.
I forget about that.
I've had every type of non-milk milk you could possibly imagine.
Every type of non-milk milk you could milk.
Exactly. If you can milk it, I've probably had it.
Have you had cat milk?
No. I mean, have you ever milked a cat?
Well, you can milk anything with nipples. I have nipples, great. Can you milk me?
I hate fucking Ben Stiller, but that movie was so funny. I think it was the fact that he also hated Ben Stiller that made that movie be so easy to watch.
Hearing Robert De Niro drop that line.
He's actually really funny. He's a really good like comedian actor.
I've heard The Irishman is really good.
I've heard that as well, but I don't know literally anything about it.
It's a Scorsese mob flick.
I mean, aren't they all?
Does he do anything else?
No.
Once upon a time, he did a vampire movie, didn't he? Oh no, that was Coppola. I don't think Francis Ford Coppola did a vampire movie.
What was the vampire movie?
Dracula? Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Oh, was that the one that they had like Gary Oldman in it?
Uh-huh.
That's a good one. And
It's
Keanu
great.
Reeves.
Yes.
Whoa! Vampires!
He did such a good job. Don't talk about Keanu like that. He did his best
They're walking on the ceiling.
with his little British accent. He tried.
He did. And now he's John Wick, so you really can't talk shit. The funny
I
part
wouldn't recommend it.
is Keanu Reeves is the most docile, giving, caring person like ever. But he was like, but it's like, no, but seriously though, like he could murder everyone in this room right now.
Yeah, I've seen him do the gun training. I wouldn't fuck with him. I'd want him on my zombie
Well,
apocalypse
and then
team.
there's like videos of him training in all the hand-to-hand combat
Yeah.
shit. Like Keanu Reeves will fuck you up.
He's a Virgo. He gets into his shit, man. You don't want to pretend to know how to do something. You want to know how to do it. That way nobody can call you on it. He's such a good guy.
I've heard that.
He like rides the subway and stuff, and he's just really nice.
Apparently his name means something, like it means like the wind over the mountaintops or something like that.
Yeah, he's Hawaiian. He's like Polynesian and Japanese.
It's like Tiger Woods. You just get the right mix and just shit happens.
Or parents that are borderline abusive with their sports training.
That's true too. Well, then it shouldn't have been a surprise when his wife took that 9-iron to him. Like, you should be used to getting beat with clubs.
Well, he cheated on her enough to where...
A lot.
A club was the only appropriate answer at that point.
Tiger Woods fucked more white women than trailer parks.
How would he fuck a trailer park?
You're gonna fucking ass.
More importantly, how do fucking trailer parks fuck white women?
You ever met a white woman from a trailer park?
I mean, my 2 sisters lived in a trailer park.
I grew up in trailers. There's some trashy white women in trailer parks.
There's a lot of trashy white women everywhere.
At least we can all admit it.
I mean, trash is trash. There's trash of every color. Like,
and there's gold of every color.
Trash don't discriminate.
Heaping dumpster fires. Now, Martina, you're pulling up some stuff over there. What are you pulling up?
Well, I had a list of books that were...
Oh, you're now stuck in quarantine, and you have to read, and you can read some damn books.
Yeah, but the problem is that the internet keeps going out.
Fuck you, my internet has a cold. My internet got the virus.
I got the virus.
Do you want me to pull up the ones from Facebook too?
Oh yeah, do that. Thank you. That'd be awesome. I'm over here with trying to get my computer to work. Zach?
What?
We're doing things. Could you fucking talk? Get off your goddamn phone.
You know, it's times like this that I realize that lactose intolerance is something that affects many Americans, and it's up to us to fight the good fight and to not care about anyone else. I want my goddamn cheese and dairy back. I just want it.
Well, as 2 people who are stuck in a house with you during this quarantine, no.
Y'all are lucky we ain't officially quarantined. That would fucking suck dick.
Oh, right. It would be so awful, the 3 of us stuck here together watching television, which is pretty much all we do when we're not recording. Anyway.
I'm just saying my smells would be terrible for you.
Not since you stopped dairy.
Yeah, because we wouldn't let you bring dairy in the house.
That's true.
Except
All right, Martine, you got some shit for us?
So we asked the group what is their favorite virus/apocalyptic end of the world read. We got a lot of the same answer for the first one.
Let me guess. They're all my book, Ypsilon and the Plague Doctor. If you want to survive the plague, go check that out. It's on Amazon.
No.
Fuck you, lady.
2 votes for Molly's books.
What the fuck?
The Project War series, which, by the way, I published. You're welcome.
None of y'all motherfuckers read my book or suggested my book. It literally has plague in the goddamn title.
It did not, however, have pandemic in the title.
This is some horseshit. What the fuck?
So Kennedy wrote, literally Molly's Project War books. She's so talented, and we already know what the first book did to me. I don't, but I'm assuming that's good. But they're so good, and my heart can't handle it, and I'm going to stop now because this has turned into a run-on sentence. Aww.
Next.
Rowena/Rebecca wrote The Hunger Games, Handmaid's Tale, and Molly's Project War series.
Nobody ever recommends either one of our books and shit. I swear to God, if the next one is one of your books, I'm quitting
I have no plagues in my books.
I'm quitting this
Which
podcast.
you
and
wouldn't
moving to
fucking know
Florida.
because you've never read them.
You haven't read my books either.
I have read parts of all of your books because your wife sends them to me. Jen says Dies the Fire by S.M. Sterling. Never heard of it. The Stand. Awesome. The Broken World series by Kate L. Mary. Awake by Jennifer Reynolds. And Nico by Katie Nika Rate. R-A-E-T. Rate, right?
The R-A-T-E is how you spell rate.
R-A-E-T.
Phone home?
You're going to end up literally with a phone to the face. I'm going to chuck this right at your nose.
You already did
And I
that.
won't miss.
Remember? Whoosh.
You already got it from the page.
Did you ever put that up online?
I did not.
No, that's got to go onto the Patreon. He was doing it for the Patreon, remember? He said it several times.
I was also very inebriated off of absinthe.
Yeah, I know. We asked you if you wanted to do it. And then when you said yes, we started recording.
They're talking about this trick I did with the phone. This wasn't some weird orgy thing.
There was no trick with the phone. There was no trick. You dropped the phone on your face 3 times. And then tried to swipe it away when it was already sitting on your fucking noggin.
Whoosh.
I'm surprised you didn't break any teeth, to be honest.
Me too. But they're fake.
Your teeth are fake?
Yeah, the front ones are porcelain.
And that's what you went with? Just kidding.
Damn!
I was just fucking with you.
That was some gold shit. Especially because she delivered that with a deadpan ass fucking stare, too. Just, really? That's what you went with?
Only because I know how sensitive you are about your face.
It's how I make my money. If I was this funny and ugly, I still wouldn't have shit.
And humble, too. Because trailer parks aren't kind to white men either.
They're not. You pretty much got me and Eminem are the only two that made it out.
And Eminem just keeps wandering back in to write songs. Like,
And sometimes you gotta get back to your roots.
people are like, is that Eminem? What is he doing? We've already kicked that motherfucker out of this trailer park 6 times already. He just keeps coming.
He keeps coming back and fighting with his mom and then leaving and dropping an album. He's like Taylor Swift of white trash.
Except he's only dating his mom.
Again, white trash. Oh, but Eminem's dope.
I'm literally sweating.
It's a good workout.
I'm just dying.
Don't do that. Do you have any idea how much paperwork is involved in that?
Yes, I'm a nurse. It's funny. My patients don't find that joke amusing, but I drop it all the time.
You're not gonna die. You have any idea how much fucking paperwork I have to file?
And some of them are even like, oh, is that why you don't want me to die? For being honest, yes, I don't even fucking know you.
A little bit. I kind of want to go home at the end of this shit and not have to fill out a bunch of fucking papers.
It's like, I know you don't know what a fucking SIRS report is, but I do.
It's a bitch. That's what it is.
It is. They're like, you have 4 sentences to tell us what happened to this patient. Like, 4 sentences? Patient stood up. Patient fall down. Patient die. Like, what do you want me to fucking write?
Patient fall down, go doom.
You want to talk about having to have a run-on sentence with a lot of commas. I'm like,
Conjunctive adverbs and shit.
exactly.
A bunch of semicolons.
Like, this is 14 paragraphs. I'm like, yep.
But grammatically,
but
if
only
you read
4 sentences. You're welcome.
I'm an author, motherfucker. Don't play that game with me.
There was not a single person who worked at Cleveland Clinic who at one point didn't email me something going, can you read this and make it sound less like fuck you, motherfucker, and more like per my last email? Sure.
What they write, per my last email, what I read is, first off, fuck your bitch, and then click you claim.
Motherfucker, can you read? As previously stated.
Oh, office passive aggression is always good shit.
So Vulture has an article entitled...
Oh, it's Vulture. I thought you just mispronounced Voltaire. I was going to be like, bitch, try again.
Yes, Voltaire wrote an article. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's a lie, though.
Yeah.
Y'all leave Voltaire out of this.
All of a sudden, he's Tupac writing shit from the dead. He's like, I told you this was going to happen.
Here's the deal, right? On a quick side note from that, people were quizzing me the other day why I haven't seen the new Aladdin movie. And I was like, because Robin Williams isn't in it. and they were like, oh, come on, he's dead. It's not that. I was like, if Tupac can come back as a fucking hologram and still drop doper albums and the shit that people put out nowadays, they could have brought back fucking Robin Williams. Don't give me that shit. They could have CGI'd him in there.
But we don't want them to do that. They're just like they're bringing back James Dean. They're literally CGIing him into a movie. Let that fucking guy go. He didn't consent to be in that fucking movie. Consent is important, even for dead people. We're not allowed to harvest their organs without their permission.
Not allowed to fuck them either.
He said with way too much conviction. And Layla's going to drop that baby right there. Hold on, Deets.
Sorry, honey, I didn't know that was
Don't fall out.
I didn't know that was gonna hit the spot like that.
If she wets her pants, you're going to be in so much trouble.
Wow, apparently necrophilia is right up on Layla's list of funny shit.
Layla loves to talk about fucking dead people.
Oh my
Which,
God.
again, is not allowed.
Without their consent.
No. I mean, I guess if you got their consent... How would that work? Could you get their consent
I'm gonna need
pre-mortem?
I'm gonna need some lube and a medium stat.
I write about necromancers, but I bet that's a phone call she would never anticipate. I need you to bring my wife back just for a minute.
I got a sex Ouija board. What's that? Well, it replaces yes and no with yes daddy and no daddy. There's a list of pre-populated kinks at the bottom. The corpse can just select which one.
Sex Ouija board. Putting the Holy Ghost back in your marriage.
Putting the ghost in your hole since 1892.
It's a ghost and a machine.
Got a
sex
stiff
machine.
for a stiff?
A market we never knew we needed.
Oh, goddamn.
I don't even care about this vulture list anymore. Fuck them. All the books were stupid anyway. That sounds like a dry hacking cough. Layla, get him out of here. I'm sorry, we lost Zach. Now it's the Layla and Martina podcast.
Holy shit, read that shitty list, please.
I don't wanna. It's long and stupid.
Alright, then fuck that list. Next! It's our fucking podcast. You know what the fuck we want.
Literally only recognize like 3 books on the whole fucking list. I recognize The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton, which is actually a good book. But I read it like when it came out well, not when it came out, because I think it came out in the 60s. But like when I read it, it was probably in the 80s. And it's like a virus gets brought back. I think it's like one of those ones where the polar ice caps melt.
Is it like the Thing? Yeah, they like find it frozen in an ice cap and...
Let me see what they say. Oh no, this one's about an extraterrestrial microorganism.
Kid and Loser, we're doing butt stuff.
I love that shirt. It's not as good as that one that said, ask me about my butthole.
Wait, what?
Yes, I sent that to you. It's literally I guess they have like these bidets that they sell now. And so they're trying to get people away from toilet paper. So the dude was standing on like on one of the little bidet things and he had a fucking sheet wrapped around his neck like a cape. And he was wearing a blue shirt that literally just said, ask me about my butthole. And I was like, when you write gay porn, that takes on a whole new meaning. Oh, God. But I think I sent it to you and Layla. I at least sent it to Layla.
I don't remember it.
And I sent it to Molly, because why not?
That's fair.
I just thought it was funny. I wanted to buy you that shirt, actually.
Me?
Because you would probably wear it.
Next time we go to Publix.
Now that would be a great Patreon video.
I'll just
Zach walking around with a shirt that says "Ask me about my butthole." Layla recording all the people.
Oh my god, can you imagine me just walking up to random people like, excuse me, do you have a moment to discuss a very hot topic right now? Like, I'm interviewing people.
Some old guy's like, "Why is your butthole so hot?"
It goes around the hole like that.
If you had asked my father that while wearing that t-shirt, I think my dad would have literally punched you in the face. Oh god, it would be so funny if somebody punched you in the face.
Damn. I mean, we'll help you up, but it's still going to be funny.
It was funny when you fell while you were playing that video game when you were attacked by that baby.
Hit the ground
You were
so fucking
You were
hard.
attacked by a baby.
I went down the same way I was when that other demon kid in that other game came at
That
me.
would be the other baby that attacked you in a
Why
movie.
do babies keep attacking me in video games?
Why do you keep not seeing them coming?
Each time I hit the ground like that each time.
I know, and Layla and I always take 5 seconds to be like, "Are you okay?" And then we laugh at you.
Yeah, I know, 5 seconds. Yes.
She's like, "Just 5 seconds. It's the 5-second rule that we've adhered to. We have 5 seconds to make sure you're okay."
And I also
then we
like
can laugh
how
at you.
the first time that happened, that cemented that under duress and extreme terror, I do scream like that.
We know.
I sound like Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element. Good times.
Oh god, the vocal fry is real. Sorry, my ass is vibrating.
I was just gonna ask, is Charlie's asshole vibrating? Are you about to take a phone call?
Whoops. Some rando number.
Oh, I thought you just fucking took a phone call. I'm like, bitch, we're on the air.
I didn't mean to, but I did actually hit accept, and then I hung up on them.
I love how my phone now will now say scam likely. I'm like, well, not gonna answer them then.
Exactly.
I do enjoy that. All right, so we're about running out of time. Martina, were there any other stories or anything else you wanted to discuss on this subject?
I mean, I think we've pretty much beaten into the ground the fact that we know nothing about books that discuss
Nothing about pot, bitch. Speak for
We
yourself.
know nothing about podcasting or books or pandemics.
We don't even know why you're still here. Maybe that's why they're not recommending our books. They're like, we're going to support these other friends of ours, but fuck these two.
It makes me laugh because my niece's husband listens to us, and he's always like, "Oh, I heard that one you did the other day about where Zach was reading off the men writing women badly." He's like, "That one was really funny." I'm like, as opposed to all the other ones that just sucked ass and you just stopped listening.
That reminds me, I've got to read a whole bunch of horrible porn, I guess, this weekend.
While eating bad stuff.
While eating bad stuff.
I don't know what.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't feel good. I'm sick and I'm still here and I'm sweating and I can't talk and I can't breathe.
You might want to quit drinking then, Miss Ventriloquist. This isn't a show. Give it up. What? Layla got it. Hello! Are you going to read the social media while you're drinking water and making Charlie talk?
No, it's under your dog's ass. You can read the social media. I'm going to drink some fucking water before I die.
Why is it wet?
Because it was under your dog's ass.
Ew. Alright, oh, you know what? Fine, we'll play this game. Alright, so, if you, for some reason, like us, what the fuck, Layla?
Layla is always so mad, and right now, she is like...
She cannot stop laughing.
If you like us, or if you don't... Oh, read him in Bill Cosby.
If you would like to hear more of us here at the Books and the Bullshit and Down, please go to Facebook at the Books and Bullshit. Instagram, it's gonna be the Books and the BS Podcast. Twitter is Books and Bullshit P1 like the pudding.
Layla's gonna wet her pants for sure.
Now, the school for Theo and Rudy has gotten quite expensive, and so has the pudding pops. So if you would like to support us in any way, shape, or form, you can go to the Books and the Bullshit podcast on the Patreon. We got the tiers as low as $1. No.
I like that Bill Cosby is now Italian.
I'm doing the best I can with the Bill Cosby accent. Go check out the Patreon and donate the money to us so I can send Rudy and Theo to the store for more Jello
Gelato.
pudding. Take care and goodbye.
Bye.